But you know,
there's the other crazy conspiracy theory involving the countercultural movement of the 1960s with the CIA. There's a book on it, Strange Times in Laurel Canyon. The book's nuts. Like, you realize like how many of these very popular counterculture figures had families that were in the military.
Yeah.
Like high-level military intelligence officers, including Morrison.
Oh yeah, Morrison's dad was very senior in the military. Yeah.
And a bunch of other people that were also involved in the whole Laurel Canyon rock scene, and that it was somehow or another at least promoted by intelligence agencies, if not formulated.
And by counterculture, I mean like what, like hippies?
Yep.
Yeah. So the hippie movement was promoted by intelligence?
Yeah. Well,
why?
That's a good question. Well, we know, without saying definitively, but pretty close, based on Tom O'Neill's book, Chaos, that they were absolutely involved in the Manson family. So the reason for them being involved in the Manson family is, say, you have this new culture that's arising that doesn't embrace materialism, make love, not war. You got all these people, drop out, tune in, like
Timothy Leary.
Yeah, the Timothy Leary people, the people that want to do acid and just want to reimagine society. So this is a radical change. That's a radical change from the 1950s to the 1960s. Pretty crazy. So what do you do to stop that? Well, what you do is you find a guy who's very charismatic, who is a sociopath, who's in prison, and you find that guy and teach him how to be a cult leader. And then you give him acid, and you show him how to administer acid and how to not take it, and have all of his followers take it, and then direct their thoughts, and then eventually program them like MK Ultra style to commit murders. So they have the Tate LaBianca murders. They have a bunch of other stuff that they did before that. He's gotten arrested multiple times. Every time he gets arrested, they let him go. And when they let him go, like one of the sheriffs says, I was told it was above my pay grade. So you're letting a guy go who's a violent criminal, who's violating parole, who's a lifelong con man. And now he is running this cult, and this cult is murderous. So the Tate LaBianca murders, the Manson family murders, all that stuff becomes public. There's the hearings, the trials, the whole thing. So the entire public narrative changes on what a hippie is. Now hippies are dangerous. So before, hippies were like, we're nonviolent, we want love, we have flowers, and now it's like, oh, these fucking people will cut your baby out and write pig on the wall with your blood.
Is the Altamont concert connected to that?
Excuse me?
The Altamont concert.
What is that?
You know the Rolling Stones concert.
Oh, that was the Hell's Angels.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And that was kind of seen. I don't know. It's just a question I'm asking, like, because that was seen as the end of the hippie movement, wasn't it? That was the death. That was the final death rattle. The hippie
was
movement.
it?
That was how it was. That's how it was written and portrayed.
Well, that's odd because the Hell's Angels are not hippies, and having Hell's Angels as security is a wild move.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, because it was a Rolling Stones concert, because it was a free concert, wasn't it? That was the thing.
How did they go about hiring? See if you can find the history on that. Did they go about hiring the Hell's Angels?
Yeah.
Both previously used the Angels for security at performances without incident. Grateful Dead and Jefferson Airplane.
This is also, the next sentence says it was denied, so I don't know the accuracy,
Right.
but that's what it says in the Wikipedia here.
It says for $500 worth of beer. That's all they had to pay them. The story was denied by some parties who were directly involved. According to the road manager of the Rolling Stones' 1969 U.S. tour, Sam Cutler, the only agreement there ever was, the Angels would make sure that nobody tampered with the generators, and that was the extent of it. But there was no way they're going to be the police force or anything like that. That's all bollocks. The deal was made at a meeting, including Cutler, Grateful Dead manager Rock Scully, and Pete Nell, member of the Hells Angels San Francisco chapter. According to Cutler, the arrangement was that all the bands were supposed to share the $500 beer cost, but the person who paid it was me, and I never got it back to this day. Okay. So the Hells Angels guy says, we don't police things. We're not a security force. We go to concerts and enjoy ourselves and have fun. Well, what about helping people out, giving directions and things? He says, sure, we can do that. How they would be paid, he said, we like beer. In the documentary Gimme Shelter, Sonny Barger, the guy that was the head of the the head of the Hells Angels, stated that the Hells Angels were not interested in policing the event, and that organizers had told them the Angels would not be required to do or would be required rather, to do little more than sit on the edge of the stage, drink beer, and make sure there weren't any murders or rapes occurring.
The only reason I said that is because that was kind of one of the events that was heralded to be the end of the hippie movement.
Right. So what happened? They stabbed people? Something happened?
I think it was a free concert that the Rolling Stones and these bands put on, and then it degenerated, and then a riot broke out, and then the Hells Angels, who was obviously not trained security, then went on the rampage.
And how many people died?
That I don't know.
Does it say here, Jamie?
Situation deteriorates, killing.
A woman got killed?
Yeah, that's what it says. 22 caliber from the jacket, draw revolver, drew a knife, stabbed him 16 times in the head, neck, and back.
Whoa.
That's a lot of stabbing.
So it says concealing the remaining 14 stabbings? What?
Said he was high on meth when he died.
Oh, boy.
Acquitted after jury reviewed the concert footage.
Rolling Stones were aware of the skirmish, but not the stabbing. Couldn't see anything. It was just another scuffle. Jagger tells David Mailsless during film editing, it soon became apparent they could see something of what happened because the band stopped playing mid-song, and Jagger was heard calling into his microphone, "Really got someone hurt here. Is there a doctor?" After a few minutes, the band began playing again and eventually completed their set. They had to get paid. They abandoned the show at one point. Was to say, Altamont became, whether fairly or not, a symbol for the death of the Woodstock Nation. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like if you're going to have concerts, especially you're going to have free concerts, and you're going to be using Hell's Angels as a deterrent, things could definitely go sideways.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe they just got lucky before when they did it for Jefferson Airplane and the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Joe, not to change the subject, but have you been following this beef between